everyone, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. My name is Leoneb and I am so glad that you are here today. I'm so excited about this video because this is part 3 of a 3-part series of handmade Christmas ornaments. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I will have them linked down below in the description box. I also want to tell you that several of the ornament designs that you're going to see on this video, I do have now on my Etsy shop, and there's only one of each. So if you're interested in purchasing them, make sure to check it out. It is linked down in the description box. That way you won't miss out. Let's not wait any longer. Let's get started. We are starting right away with several of these wood rounds. If you have seen video 1 and video 2 of my Christmas ornaments, you know that I love using these wood rounds. They're very versatile and just easy to work with, but they're also very inexpensive. I do have them on my Amazon store, so if you're interested in checking that out, it is linked down below. The first 3 are going to be painted black, and then this 4th one is going to be covered with a buffalo check scarf from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to Mod Podge it and then place the buffalo check right on top, and then I'm going to trim off the excess so it's nicely trimmed and groomed on the sides. The first 6 ornaments that I am going to be making are actually inspired by Pinterest wood round signs. I did the same thing for my first handmade ornament video. I took 6 inspirations from Pinterest of different Christmas wood round signs, you know, the large wood rounds that you can put like on a door, and those were very popular. You guys loved them, so I decided to take 6 new inspirations and recreate them in a little mini version of a handmade ornament. That 5th one there, I just painted in a gray that is Country Gray by Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And then this 6th one is going to be stained by Rust-Oleum chalked glaze in the brown tone, just a little portion of the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to add some white as well as some red.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as
I am finishing the base colors for this 6 ornaments, I am going to also be having the inspiration picture on the left bottom corner of the screen for you to see as I am recreating inspired by Pinterest wood rounds. So for the first one here, we're going to take the gray one, and as you can see there on the bottom left corner, it does have like a little bit of a planked look. So I am going to use a very light pencil, and I'm just going to draw lines making it look planked. And then I'm going to dry brush some white as well as some beige color. That way it kind of mimics closely to the original inspiration one. Using my Cricut, I cut out the phrase Merry Christmas in a font that was pretty close to the original inspiration, and I'm just going to place it on the bottom. And I also did the same thing with the Christmas trees. I didn't have a animal print a vinyl, but I did have a golden tone one, and I think it's going to work out really well. So I'm just going to place them like little stickers.
everything will be okay, 'cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first.
I'm going to use a crocodile to make a hole, and that's where we can hang the ornament from. Now it's time to add a little bit of details. So the original had buffalo check and I think it's like a burlap ribbon kind of bow. Very simple, almost to the side of it. So I'm going to mimic it with these 2 ribbons, or actually just 1 ribbon and then jute string. I am first going to thread some jute string so that we have that in place. I'm just going to tie it and then tie it again on the top, and that'll be where we hang the ornament from. And then we're just going to hot glue the ribbon and the jute string right again to the top, but a little bit to the side to kind of mimic the original. Now, I'm not going to show you the final result until the end, or at least until the end of the 6 initial ornaments. So we're going to move on to the second one. So this is the one that we covered with the buffalo check scarf from Dollar Tree. I did, again, cut with my Cricut the Merry word on it. And then I'm just going to start hot gluing some little greeneries to kind of mimic the original. I'm going to take half of a ribbon. This is a burlap ribbon. I cut it in half to make it a little thinner. And I'm just going to tie it in the center with some jute string and then hot glue it to the greenery, or on top of the greenery. And then I'm just going to keep adding some little things here and there. I'm going to take some of this buffalo check ribbon, and I think I got it it was in Dollar Tree, it was Dollar General. I'm just going to tie it in the center, again, keeping it very simple. Now, these little ornaments are going to be as close as possible to the original, but of course I'm not going to add everything the originals have because they are smaller, and then it would be a little bit too crowded. But I think they all came out really, really cute. For the third one, we are going to place the Merry Christmas down to the bottom center, and then we're going to add some greenery as well as ribbon and other little embellishments to keep it very close to the original.
I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated
For the fourth one, I am going to take this beautiful nativity inspired wood round sign one, and I'm just going to place it right there in the center. I found a very beautiful design on Design Space, and I thought it looked very close to the original. I added some stars, and I think it made it look very cool. And it already had the Oh Holy Night, which was so cool. So now I'm going to add some greenery and some buffalo check ribbon and some other little details to just keep it very neat and close to the original, but again, not exactly.
tomorrow. It is Christmas, the first for you and me.
For the fourth inspiration one, you're going to see it there on the bottom. It's going to say Merry Christmas, and then the eye is replaced with a little tree. I did do that with this one as well. I cut out a little Christmas tree on green vinyl from Dollar Tree, and then I am going to use my crocodile once again. This time, instead of jute string, I'm going to use ribbon from Dollar General, and I'm just going to tie it in the knot and then move the knot to the back of the ornament so you don't see it. Adding some hot glue to add some greenery, and then some ribbon with a very simple bow, hot glue it in the center. And then I did add a little bell on this one just to make it a little bit more festive.
But the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you.
For the sixth wood round here, you're going to see it there on the bottom left corner. It says Merry Christmas right on the white stripe. So we're going to place our Merry Christmas right there as well. And then again, using the crocodile to make a hole and then thread some more of ribbon. This is the buffalo check ribbon. And again, I'm just going to tie it in the knot and then slide the knot to the back of the ornament. And then again, I'm just going to add some embellishments to get it very festive and as close as possible to the original. And then this is it for the 6 initial ornaments. These were all inspired again by Pinterest wood round signs that I loved, and I just thought they came out super cute, and I'm going to show you here what they all look like together. I love them. So festive, so beautiful to see them in a little mini version. I think they turn out super cute. And I do have these on my Etsy shop, so make sure you head on over there and check them out because there's only one set available.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you.
For the next handmade ornament, it's going to be an oversized one. I love making these oversized ones because for larger trees, these are the ones you want to have on your tree. This is going to be using 2 of these wooden letters, the J and the Y, and I think you probably guess what's going to spell, right? It's going to say joy. But first, the letters we are going to paint red with this Farmhouse Red by Rust-Oleum chalk paint. And then while that dries, we're going to take this little mini wreath form from Amazon. I do have it on my Amazon store, as well as these evergreen pigs. I use them all the time. I'm going to take 3 of them, and I am going to just slide it in there and just keep them all facing the same way.
Very Merry Christmas.
I am now going to add some pine cones right underneath, or not underneath, at the end of each pick. And I'm going to add 3 of them as well. And then I'm going to add some of additional little pine cones. They're ones from Dollar Tree. They came like in a little vine. So we're just going to hot glue a little tiny one next to the big pine cone. And then I thought it needed a little bit of color. So I added some red berries to each one as well. So the way these oversized ornament is going to work is that they're going to be nestled in between all the branches of a Christmas tree. So you can literally just nestle them in between the branches as long as they are together and they can spell the word joy. I think it will look super cute. And this one I have on my Etsy shop as well. So check it out. It is linked down below. I did distress the J and the Y for a little bit more of a farmhouse look. But look how beautiful this looks. It's beautiful.
Very Merry Christmas without all tears. Every night, every day is a happy holiday. A very Merry Christmas to you.
For the next handmade ornament, I'm going to take this Dollar Tree little clear ornament. You've seen them before. They are just the ones that you can screw or unscrew the top and then you can fill them in with whatever you want. In this case, we're going to keep it very natural. I wanted to have an ornament that had a little bit more of a natural feel to it. So we're going to hot glue some moss right on the bottom of that cap. And then we're going to trim off just any excess that it may have. Then I'm going to take these Dollar Tree moss balls and I'm just going to hot glue 2 of them right next to each other. And then some of these little trees that I also got at Dollar Tree, we're going to take the bases off and we're just going to hot glue them in front of the moss balls. And now we're going to carefully put back the clear portion of it. So we're just going to kind of snug it in there and then screw it in. And you're going to probably screw it in over any moss, but it's okay. It worked out. Then we're going to add tons more of hot glue and add more moss all on the bottom of the cap. So we don't want to see any of the cap. Everything's going to be covered with moss. Once I had it covered, I just kind of packed it in and then just make sure that I remove any excess moss, but I wanted to make sure it was covered. Now we're going to add some more of these little evergreen pigs. These are smaller ones, and I do have them on my Amazon store as well. And then I added a little pine cone to the center just to keep it, again, very natural looking. I'm going to hide some of that silver because it doesn't go with the ornament. And we're just going to add some hot glue and jute twine all around it. I'm going to leave the top as is because it would be too hard to kind of cover that part. But I think in the end it turned out pretty cool. And then I'm going to add some more jute string to the top so that way we can hang it. I did add a little red berry to the front just to add a little bit of color, and that's it for this one. This has to be one of my most different handmade ornaments I've ever made, but it's actually one of my favorites. I think there's something so natural and so fresh about it. I just love it. For the next handmade ornament, I'm going to take 2 of those wood rounds. And at first, I was just going to slit half of it and then slit another half of it of another one to kind of join them together into a cylinder. I have no clue if that made sense, but you're going to see what I'm trying to make here. I couldn't do that. I couldn't just make half a slit. So I had to just cut one in completely half. So have 2 halves available and then hot glue them on each side of the other wood round. And that's what I was trying to make. I was just making it very difficult. But then once the hot glue dried, I had this little cute cylinder and I'm going to add some red ribbon, just hot gluing it there, just leaving enough where I can hang it on the tree. I am then going to add some of these garland ties that you can get at Dollar Tree. And basically all I'm doing is cutting a piece that is long enough to cover each inside of the cylinder and then just trimming them with my wire cutters, and then I'm just going to hot glue them. I then took some smaller pieces of those garland ties and I'm just going to crisscross them in the top. I just feel like it was missing a little something in the top, and I will put a pine cone right in there. So I think that served like really cute as a little bed for the pine cone. And then I decided something else was missing. So I decided to add some of these glitter picks from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to cut them to all the same size and then hot glue them one in each side. And that is it for this one. Now, this is not my typical ornament kind of style, but I gotta say, I really like the way it looks on the tree. It's not on my tree. I did put it on a flock tree that I already have in my living room, so you can see what it looks like, but I think it looks stunning. All right, so I wanted to give you a little behind the scenes look at this Christmas skirt. So this is a Christmas tree skirt that I got last year, along with another one. But this one I already, you could tell, I have used and cut. I have used the red part, I have used the faux fur part, and I have used the sweater part. I just want to encourage you, if you see these, this one's from Dollar General. I want to say it was $10, but I got my money worth out of it because I still have a lot left, which I'm going to use for the next ornament. But I just wanted to show you how it's a hot mess, but piece by piece, I have used a lot of it and I just keep it around, and I'm sure I'm going to have leftover for next year. So I'm going to flip it to where the back side is going to be on top, and I'm going to trace this star right on it. Now you can use a star, you can use whatever you have. I'm just going to use because this is the one that I have. Now honestly, I wish I would have had one a little smaller because in the end, I think it was just a little too large. But if you have something that is smaller, you can trace whatever you want on it. So I'm going to cut both of these and then I'm going to place them right on top of each other and hot glue the edges because we're going to make like a little stuffed pillow, I guess, or like a little stuffed star, but it's going to be an oversized ornament. Now, I kept it on the simple side, but you can really add whatever you want to this towards the end. You can add greenery, you can add picks to the top, whatever you want. Well, I'm going to show you what I did here. So I just hot glued 3 of the little legs. So the little parts of the legs, I just hot glue 3 of them, and then I'm going to start stuffing them little by little. I'm going to use this pillow from Walmart. I'm going to use the stuffing, and I'm just going to start by stuffing those sides. Actually, it was 2 of them first. And then I kept moving on to another one and another one until the end. Now at the end, it got a little bit more complicated because now everything's puffy. So you just have to be a little bit patient and careful when you are hot gluing. If you want to wear finger protectors, I have mine there ready for me. Use them. Be very careful. But in the end, I think it turned out super cute. I added a jute string to hang it from. And again, I wish I would have had maybe a smaller star, or maybe I could have just cut it a little smaller, but you live and learn. But in the end, I think it turned out super cute.
Come joining us all. The feeling is here today. Come on now, let's go. Caroling through the snow all day. We've been good.
For the next handmade ornament, I am going to take this wood slice. I got these from Artisa, but really you can get these on Amazon. I believe I have some on my Amazon store. You can get them anywhere. Michael's, any store, any crafting store will have these. I'm going to place a little rope. It's like a red little rope that I had there. And I'm going to place a little greenery and a little pine cone, and that's it. Just like I did before, I'm going to show you all these 5 of them together because they're going to be a set. And they're going to be a little more on the rustic side. But let me tell you, these are super easy. For this one, I just took a piece of drop cloth that I had already on hand. It was very, very frayed on the sides, which I love. Then I'm going to place 2 of these little sticks. These are literally sticks from outside. Super easy. And then I'm going to place some of these red berries from the Dollar Tree and hot glue it right in the center. That's it for this one. For the next handmade ornament, I'm going to take another wood slice, and then I am going to take some of this burlap red ribbon that I get at Dollar General. We're going to make a very simple bow, tie it in the back with some of that same ribbon, and then we're going to hot glue it right in the center, or on the top, I should say. But first, we're going to take some more of that ribbon. We're going to staple it on the back. That way it's nicely secure. And here we go. We're going to hot glue the bow right onto the center. For the next handmade ornament, I'm going to take another wood slice and I'm going to whiten the little hole there with my drill so that I can thread this thicker jute rope right through it, and then we're going to tie it, and that's where we'll hang it from. Then I'm going to take one of these little bells and I am going to cut off some of the jute string there, and I'm just going to tie it, and then we're going to make a very simple bow right on top. Then we're going to take some more of that jute string and we're going to hot glue it to the bell, and then maybe leave about an 1.5 inches or so. I want this little bell to just kind of hang on the wood slice. So we're going to hot glue it to the top, and that's it for this one. Now, are you seeing a trend here? Like, are you seeing a pattern? These are super easy. Anyone can truly make it. For the next handmade ornament, it's going to be another wood slice. I'm going to take one of these buffalo check black and white ribbon I had leftover from who knows what. It was laying around. I'm going to thread it right through. I had to use like a little tiny pick to get it through. And then again, we're just going to tie it, and then we're going to move the knot to the back of the ornament so that you do not see it. Then we're going to take this cute little reindeer ornament that I got at Dollar Tree. I'm sure you've seen them. I use these all the time. I removed everything that was on the reindeer. Then I'm going to take more of that little red rope that I had earlier. I'm going to make a multiple loop simple bow and then hot glue it right to the neck of the reindeer. It'll also cover up the little hole, and I think it turned out super cute. But look how stunning these ornaments look together. They're all rustic. They're all just absolutely beautiful. I think on a rustic theme tree, this will be perfect. Now there's tons of inspiration here for you, but I'd love to hear which one is your favorite, or which one maybe is your style, or which one you would like to recreate. If you are visiting for the first time, thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope it inspires you to create your own handmade ornaments. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am going to have a playlist here as well as a video that I think you should watch. Actually, it's going to be the first part of the ornament series. So if you haven't seen it, here's part 1. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.